Once upon a time, in a land filled with wonders and miracles, there lived a kind and loving man named Jesus. He traveled from village to village, spreading joy and hope wherever he went. His gentle words and miraculous deeds touched the hearts of all who heard of him. One fateful day, Jesus faced a great trial. Some people were afraid of his power and goodness, and they made a plan to stop him. They arrested Jesus and put him through a harsh trial. Despite being innocent, they sentenced him to a terrible punishment, crucifixion on a cross. The news of Jesus' suffering spread quickly throughout the land, and his friends and followers were filled with sadness. They couldn't understand why such a good man had to suffer so much. As Jesus hung on the cross, the sky grew dark and the earth trembled. It seemed as though all hope was lost, but even in his darkest hour, Jesus showed love and forgiveness. He prayed for those who had hurt him and asked God to forgive them. Finally, Jesus took his last breath and closed his eyes. The world seemed to hold its breath as the earth grew still, but the story doesn't end there. 3 days later, on a bright and beautiful morning, something incredible happened. Jesus' friends went to visit his tomb, carrying spices and tears to mourn his passing. But when they arrived, they found the stone rolled away and the tomb empty. At first, they were afraid and confused. Where had Jesus' body gone? Had someone taken him away? But then they saw a figure standing before them, shining like the sun. It was an angel of the Lord, and he had wonderful news to share. "Do not be afraid," the angel said. "Jesus is not here. He has risen from the dead, just as he said he would. Go and tell his disciples the good news." The women's hearts leapt with joy as they raced to find Jesus' followers. They couldn't wait to share the miraculous news with them. Meanwhile, Jesus himself appeared to his disciples, showing them the wounds in his hands and feet as proof of his resurrection. They were overjoyed to see him again and couldn't believe their eyes. From that day on, the story of Jesus' resurrection spread far and wide, bringing hope and happiness to all who heard it. And every year, people around the world celebrate Easter to remember the miracle of that first Easter morning.